and love rains down on me. With open eyes I see. Searching, finding what I seek. Sometimes I turn the other cheek, and love rains down on me. What if before we share, we chose a life to give away a truth today, and hear the angels say, we all let love lead the way. We all let love lead the way. We all let love lead the way. What if before we could breathe, we chose to speak of love? What if before we could sing, we chose to be one of all the voices of an angel's choir, singing wisdom and our heart's desire, speaking absolute truth and love. Speak of absolute truth and love. Speak of absolute truth and love. What if we were God's love, living in God's love? What if the Christ in me has set my spirit free? Then I realize what I hope is true. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you.
Unity Orlando, how you doing? And all you at home as well. We are so glad to have you here. My name is Reverend Ronnie Kenny. I'm your assistant minister here at Unity, and we are very glad to have you here with this sunny morning, rain-free, beautiful day here in Central Florida. No visitors here, but those of you online that are visitors, we welcome you for joining us today. We have a few announcements. One is to remind you of the midweek prayer and meditation time. It's Wednesday afternoons, 4:30, live on Facebook, Facebook Live. And we do prayer. Susan, Francis, and I do the prayer and meditation time. And then later on, it is posted onto our website. So you can go and check out a number of the weeks before that. So that's every week at 4:30, Wednesdays. We are continuing our food drive now that for our congregation and our community, where you can bring in non-perishable items and canned goods here at church on Sunday and also on Wednesday from about 10 to 3. We are taking them in. We're offering to our congregation first. So if you are in need, please call the office and let us know, and then we'll be donating them to the Second Harvest Food Bank for our community. So that's going to be going on for quite a while, so bring in your food. And also, if you'd like a call from a chaplain during the month, even if you are already getting them, because we are still making our calls, if you want another call or you don't receive one, call the office again. The number's on our website. And leave a message, and we will get the messages, and we will be glad to give you a call. So this morning, Reverend Bob's lesson is I Am a Magnet. But before we call him up, before he comes up here, we'll turn it back to Brian, and we'll do our first special.
All right. Well, last week during quarantine, Reverend Bob gave me an assignment to do. He said, well, Brian, you better write some songs. Like, well, okay. And then I started writing a song every day. So sitting there by myself, I felt a little presence, and I said, well, here you are, loving me. And that's what this song is. It's called Here You Are, Loving Me. Sometimes I feel all alone, sitting here by ourselves, making use of our time, drawing lines in the sand, trying to get back where we belong. Then you draw a circle, and I step into it. Now I'm filled with kindness, love, and joy. I'm gonna find my way back home. And here you are, loving me, just like no one ever could. From the inside out, love is what it's all about. I have no doubt, love is what it's all about. Don't be afraid of the dark, so we can shine our light on the useful situations you bring into my life, so I can grow and learn. And here you are, loving me, just like no one ever could. From the inside out, love is what it's all about. I have no doubt, love is what it's all about. Just like no one ever could. From the inside out, love is what it's all about. I have no no doubt. Love is what it's all about. And here you are loving me, just like no one ever could. From the inside out, love is what it's all about. I have no doubt, love is what it's all about. Love is what it's all about. Love is what it's all about. Oh, that was me.
Yeah, I was. Hello, anybody there? There we go. Yeah, I was particularly fond of that last, crash and boom that we faded out with. Hey, it is wonderful to have our music department back this week, isn't it? Let's give them a real round of applause. Can I pull this off of here? Good to be with you on this bright, shiny Sunday morning. I understand that isn't going to last very long. So, yes, it is wonderful to have our music department back. They're in great shape. Yes, I gave Brian his instructions, and he kind of went crazy on it. He's just written all kinds of stuff. That's wonderful. This week, thank you for being with us in spite of the hurricane. Of course, the hurricane really is out to sea. I mean, even on the coast, it looks like they're only getting tropical storm warnings. So we're going to be just fine. And the earth certainly needs the rain right now. So we're looking forward to that. This week, it's the hurricane. Last week, we didn't have a music department. The previous week, everything went haywire. I mean, every week it seems to be something. So, I want to thank you for sticking with us through this relatively long siege. This COVID normality seems to have changed things for a while. And you at home? Thank you for still being there. If you know friends that have fallen off because this happened or that happened, tell them, we think we have our act together now. So please come back and join us. Okay. Today, my subject is I am a magnet. Okay. I am a magnet. You'd say, he's going to talk about the law of attraction. And you'd be absolutely right. I'm going to start off with a nice, wonderful discussion of the law of attraction and how we attract the life we really want to live. But then I'm going to go a little further, because then we're going to evolve into a much more serious challenge as to how we would apply Jesus' teachings during this tumultuous time. Because in the end, you're attracting what you're radiating. And Jesus' teaching was all about avoiding the tumult. Let's start with the law of attraction. Whatever I concentrate upon in my mind and my feeling nature will grow and flourish in my life. Well, right now, that's quite frankly a rather scary thought. I mean, what do you spend most of your time thinking about or talking about with your friends and neighbors? We got all these challenges going on. We have, unrest socially. We have unrest physically. We got unrest on almost every level you can think. And that really does tend to dominate our conversations and the way we think, and all this fear that's around us right now, whether it's disease or social unrest or this or that or the other. It's amazing. Everybody's telling you what you should be scared of, and we're just swallowing it. And to think that what we're radiating out, we're drawing more of back to us, is an amazingly scary thought right now. It's like we're in this vicious cycle, and today we're going to talk about breaking that vicious cycle. Because if we're going to use the law of attraction the way Jesus told us to, we are going to concentrate on what we want to attract into our lives, not what already seems to surround us that we don't want. You are creating your life right now by what you're radiating. We want the world to change so we can start radiating better stuff. And the truth is, the principle works the other way. You got to break the cycle. You got to change what you're radiating if you want to move back into that wonderful life that we want to express. We got to move our concentration from everything that's going wrong to everything that's going right. And maybe that's kind of hard when there's a lot going wrong. But that's still how you work the law of attraction. It's still how you create a wonderful life. You concentrate on abundance. Whether you're surrounded with poverty and lack, you concentrate on abundance. You concentrate on health and hope of health in the midst of a pandemic. You concentrate on love when everyone around you seems to be angry. You concentrate on harmony when all you can see is discord. And you concentrate on beauty, goodness, and all that is wonderful about life, because that's what we want to grow and flourish. We don't want to be part of the problem. We want to be part of the solution. And that means we're going to have to quit radiating fear, anger, or any perception that the problem has control of our lives. Instead, whatever is small, even if there's just a small bit of goodness in our life, that's where we want to put our entire attention. Because that's what we want to grow and prosper. You're a magnet, always drawing to you what you're radiating. But I like to say it in another way. You're not just a magnet, you're an electromagnet, because the intensity with which you draw things back to you, you can increase that intensity by pouring more energy into what you're concentrating on. So, basically, you can rev up your magnetic power. Now, unfortunately, we are often unconsciously revving up that magnetic power on the things we don't want in life by pouring lots of energy into fear and anger and disdain and judgment and knowing everybody is messing up my world. Okay, I mean, I'm making fun of it, but which one of us hasn't done that? I mean, that's what's going on right now. And you wonder why we're in this vicious cycle. Right now, the world needs people who are going to rev up their electromagnet, their ability to attract goodness into their lives. We got to change what we're attracting. How do you attract goodness into your life? Well, there's several ways to rev up your magnetic ability to draw that goodness. And the first is obsession. And you say, obsession? Yeah, I want you to obsess on the good. And why am I using that word obsession? It's usually attached to negative things. Well, that's why I'm going to use it. Because we are obsessing on the bad. It's time to obsess on the beauty, on the goodness in life. Now, if you don't like obsession, we're going to say repetition. That first way you increase your ability to draw goodness into your life is to repeatedly turn your thoughts to that goodness. And we do that through prayer and through affirmation. A second approach is to emotionally charge what you are thinking and feeling. I mean, put energy into it. Now, you're already doing that when you move into anger and fear. You're emotionally charging the bad stuff. So literally, to attract goodness, we've got to turn entirely away from fear and from anger and turn back towards love, gratitude, and trust. And that is what we want to feel and emotionally charge. We want to feel that emotional charge of love and gratitude. That emotional well-being of trust. We got to put our consciousness there because that's what we want to draw in. A third way that we can rev up that magnet for good is to engage our imagination. We've already done it. We're really good at imagining what we're pessimistic about. Now it's time to engage our imagination in hope, in the positive possibilities that lie in front of us. The fourth ingredient is intent. And by that I mean, what are you committed to creating in your life no matter what? No matter how hard it is, no matter how long you're going to have to hold it, you are committed to creating something wonderful, something good in your life. And the last two ingredients, they kind of run together, is focus and endurance. Remember, what I hold in mind grows. Focus. I need to be focused on the goodness, on the wonderful life that I know I'm moving into. And bluntly, I'm going to have to hold it in mind over time. That's called endurance. I've got to endure in my faith. Faith's your ability to see those good possibilities. But faith is Peter, and his brother is... Thank you. I needed my associate minister. His brother's Andrew, and Andrew is strength, endurance, steadfastness. You got to be able to look at the good, grab the good, and hold on to the good no matter what the world throws at you. If so, you are pouring serious energy into your ability to magnetically draw wonderful and good things into your life. In Matthew 7:12, Jesus said, "Whatever you wish men to do for you, do likewise for them." In other words, you want to be treated fairly. Don't yell and scream and badger people into treating you fairly. Radiate fairness. You know, just give what you want. You say, I need someone to love me. Well, then go out and find someone to love. That's my problem. I don't have anyone to love. Are you blind? There's millions of people around you. And you love them when you just praise them, smile at them. When you're radiating love to anybody and everybody, you're in that state where you're starting to attract that into your life. You got to give out what you want to get back, and that's what Jesus said in Luke 6:38. Give and it will be given to you. Good measure, shaken down and running over. For with the measure that you measure, it will be measured to you. That ought to disturb some of us. Because we're pretty sure who's messing up our world. Well, I'm not going to go there. The important thing is, give and it will be given to you is not just about money, though it is, but it's also about every energy we're radiating. Whatever you give out, you're gonna get back multiplied. So be real careful what you're radiating out. That's what the law of attraction is actually all about. And the answer to this, the way to handle this realization, is what Paul described as clearly as could be described in Philippians 4:8. Whatever is true, honest, just, pure, lovely, of good report, if there is any virtue, if there is any praise, think about these things. This was not said during a time when everything was just hunky-dory. He's saying this in the midst of time when the Christian community around him that he's speaking to is going through some severe challenges. And what's he telling them? Whatever is true, honest, just, pure, lovely, of good report. And we say, well, there's other things going on. Yeah, that's not where you're going to put your mind. If there is any virtue, if there is any praise, think about these things. Well, that's the law of attraction. But it dovetails with another spiritual principle that I want to present here. And that principle is outlined by an old Unity saying, and it's written in old language. We've been talking about this for over 100 years, so that's why it uses some of the terms that I'm going to have to explain. If you don't think for yourself, race consciousness will think for you. You go, oh, you're talking about ethnicity. And no, we aren't going anywhere near that. We're talking about the human race. The human race. We don't care what color you are. Race consciousness. Group consciousness will take over and think for you unless you take your own stand. Now, right now, it's extremely hard to think for yourself. Group consciousness is going crazy out there. And it is demanding our loyalty. To see things different from the crowd, you say, oh, I see things different than the crowd. No, you see them with the crowd you're identifying with. And to see things differently than the crowd you're identifying with takes some serious strength. Nobody said following Jesus was easy. This path of love is not just airy-fairy. This path of love takes some serious self-discipline, some real strength to think for yourself instead of depending upon this group that you've identified with, that have all told you who to be angry with and who to blame. Whatever news outlet you follow has hijacked your thinking, and you're not thinking for yourself, more than likely. So I'm going to get real straightforward and say if you're conservative leaning, Fox News tells you what to think. And if you're progressive leaning, MSNBC tells you what to think. And if you're a conspiracy fan, Twitter and amazing number of places on the internet can tell you exactly who's to blame and who you should be angry with. They all tell you what to fear, who to blame, and why we should be angry. Then we all act like lemmings. And we all do it. We follow the crowd. After all, this particular crowd kind of thinks like I like to. They have similar opinions. The bane of our existence is our opinions. That's the personal self. Jesus wanted us to rise above that. Start being true to the spiritual self inside of us. But instead, right now, the lemmings are all in migration. And everybody who's told you, everyone who shares your particular brand of anger and blame, whatever one you happen to move with, your group's just going right over that cliff into negative consciousness. The lemmings, they were known for just all running and committing suicide over a cliff. And in a sense, that's humanity. And it sounds like I'm being disdainful, but don't think that I'm not subject to this too. This is hard. But right now, the world needs people to pull their minds away from the crowd and choose to think the way Jesus taught. Sounds easy. Really hard. Jesus' path is not one for the faint of the heart. This is going to take real strength. You've got to choose to do what your whole being doesn't want to do. It's so easy to follow, like a lemming. You've got to, well, the Sermon on the Mount is it's kind of the overall of what Jesus' teaching was. It just summarizes the whole thing. Matthew 5, 6, and 7, if you want to go read it. It includes such things as judge not. Oh, that's really hard right now. Everyone's divided, we say. You know what divides us? Judgment. They are responsible for messing up my world. Wow. Judge not. Judge not. Don't take the speck out of your brother's eye until you've removed the beam out of your own. There's no beam in my eye. Oh, yeah, there is. There ain't any of us running around without a beam. The second one was make peace with thine adversary quickly. We don't want to make peace with our adversary. We're waiting to beat the tar out of him. Jesus said, make peace with your adversary quickly. Love your enemy? There's nothing more counterintuitive to a human being than love your enemy. And then the coup d'etat. Resist not evil. Whoa. Don't use all this negativity on evil. You're just going to create more negativity. That was Jesus' teaching. And I got to tell you, it seems to me like in the last 2,000 years, the Christian church has spent all of their time trying to figure out the cheats, you know, like you do on a diet. The cheats, so we don't actually have to do what Jesus said. What he said is rough. It is hard. And it's the way we're going to change the world. There was one more piece to that whole Matthew 5, 6, and 7. He's got that whole little series in there in which he says, if you've thought it, you've already done it. Violent thinking and feeling is as bad as doing it. Walking around in fear, you've already done it. Walking around in anger and blame or even disdain, they deserve what they're getting. Wow, there's nothing more violent than that on the mental realm. And Jesus said, if you're already doing it in your mind, you've done it. Following Jesus' teaching and thinking different from the crowd, while the crowd is caught in how crazy everything is, to start thinking of goodness. Well, it's just downright hard. But I believe you've got the strength to do it. And you're the only hope this world has. Those who are willing to follow those instructions. So, the message today is think for yourself rather than follow group consciousness. Okay, what's that constitute? Number one, pull away from fear and anger. They seem to be dominating everybody right now. Whether it's COVID or social unrest, it's fear and anger. Add in blame. We got to pull away from that. You first have to turn away from what's pulling you down before you can fly. Literally refuse to believe the darkness that is being dished out from your favorite source that has hijacked your mind. That's hard. I don't know that any of us are doing it right or perfectly. But we got to try to move our attention back to the goodness of life. So we pull away from fear and anger, and then we choose to dwell on what we want more of. If you're going to dwell on all that you're angry about, you're going to have a lot more to be angry over. It's so much easier just to be angry. It's going to take real strength to dwell on the goodness of life, to turn away from anger and move towards gratitude, to turn away from fear and see beauty, to turn away from pessimism and see optimism, to turn away from hate and see love. To concentrate on compassion rather than disdain. And hope rather than dread. And goodness rather than what's wrong. To concentrate on harmony and knowing God is in charge instead of preparing for the end of the world. Preparing for the big clash, whatever that is. Okay, choose to dwell on what you want more of. Gratitude. I want more gratitude. I want more beauty, optimism, love, compassion, hope, goodness, harmony. I want to know God's in charge. And exhibit the strength, and it will require strength to concentrate on goodness in a world that seems dominated by chaos. So, don't be a lemming. No one can hijack your mind or your emotions. You actually have to allow them to do so. It's still your responsibility. You can listen. Whether you get hijacked is your responsibility. So, if you have the strength to do this, if you can choose to dwell on goodness, even in the midst of the conflict that just plain exists today, you will find you will be a powerful magnet attracting to you a wonderful life. And you're going to want to know that that's what the world needs right now. People willing to attract a wonderful life in spite of what seems to be all around us. You want to repeat over and over, I am here to serve Jesus Christ and help create a consciousness of a more loving world. That was his goal. It's amazing how many people claim to be Christian and figure the way you create a loving world is to just kill everybody who's not Christian. Or at least hold them in deep disdain, which is a violence of its own right. You want to repeat over and over, God is the teacher, I am not. And what is best will eventually prevail. God's the teacher. It appears like there is no teacher, but God is the teacher. And what is best will eventually prevail. I know that's going to happen. You want to choose to dwell on goodness, the goodness around you, so to grow and flourish. In spite of the fact that everybody tells you you better be worried about how it's all going to die and everything's going to be a problem, you can choose to dwell on goodness, and you can let goodness grow and flourish in your life. And in the end, you can create a bubble of harmony. And you can rev up that electromagnet inside of you with intensity to the point where you are powerfully drawing goodness into your life because that's what you're obsessing on. I'm going to bet a lot of us are obsessing on our fear, our anger, and our blame. And if we just switched that obsession, we can change the world. We can change the world. Your bubble of harmony is in the end your gift to humanity. It's the only gift you've got to give. Your ability to live in a bubble of goodness. And you say, well, how do I give that to humanity? Because it's going to spread. If you can live there, it'll expand. Others will follow. So, you are a powerful magnet. I don't care how spiritually evolved you are. You are a powerful magnet. Everyone is. And you can be a powerful magnet for good or a powerful magnet for bad. Depends on where you let your energy lie. That which you give, you will receive back. Push down, overflowing. It's always your choice. Your life, your mind, your heart are always your choice. So don't listen to anybody else. Don't let them tell you how to think. Take Jesus' instructions and concentrate on the goodness. Whatever you concentrate upon in your mind and your feeling nature will grow and flourish in your life. It's just the way it is. Whatever you concentrate on in your mind and your feeling nature will grow and flourish in your life. And if we exert the strength, the inner self-discipline, to truly put our energies into what we want to see more of in our lives, more love, joy, happiness, harmony, abundance, and health, then we can become the magnet, that magnet that is drawing goodness into our world. That's my challenge. I said we'd start by just talking about the law of attraction. But the real challenge is, can you follow Jesus' instructions and become that magnet that draws goodness into the world, no matter what the world is offering you right now? Let's take a few moments to relax and center ourselves. Take a breath, just breathe, and feel the goodness of that breath, the goodness of life, the goodness of just being here. Let go of the fear, feel it just drifting away, falling away. God is in charge. Let go of the anger. God is the teacher. I don't need to be the one with the whip. Let go of the blame. Concentrate on yourself. Why am I living in a world where this is possible? I intend to live in a world of harmony, of love and joy. And I'm going to do the work to create that. So move not just your mind to the good possibilities in front of you, but your heart. Can you feel the goodness of life? Can you feel the love of every human being who walks the planet? Can you feel the abundance that God has for you? And for everyone around you when they're ready. If you can, you feel gratitude. Gratitude for life. You feel joy in being here. You feel love and cherish those that share this life with you and make it special for you. You're grateful to God for the gifts of the people, the things, the experiences that make your life so rich. And you feel trust. God is in charge. In spite of the lies the world is telling me, God is in charge. And all is well. There's one Spirit, one presence, and one power moving throughout my world, moving throughout this universe. And that presence is God, goodness. And no power can stand against it, not for long. The goodness of life. See that it will prevail. And image that bubble around you right now. Within your bubble, feel harmony. I am in harmony with everyone and everything, for God is moving through it all. I am in harmony with the universe. I am in harmony with the earth and all the life that lives thereon. But I am in harmony with my soul and all the billions of dimensions beyond here. I am in harmony with life. And I literally can feel the goodness that my heart is attracting to me on every level, tangible and intangible. Father, for thy Spirit loving me, inspiring me, leading me through this life, giving me the strength I need to prevail, supplying me with every need. Father, for thy Spirit, that Spirit of life, moving through me, body and soul, for the joy of being immersed in thy presence now and always. I am truly grateful. Thank you, Father, for all the goodness that is already on its way to me to fill my life. Thank you, God. Amen. The usher will come forward. We'll prepare for our offering. For all of you at home, the drill is, you've probably heard it over and over, at the end of service, go to the home page and scroll down to the bottom where it says Donate Now, and you can go use PayPal or a credit card. Or you can pull off our physical address and mail us your offering. Or finally, the third option is to call the office and arrange for regular offerings to be taken out in some way. Thank you for supporting us through this phenomenally long siege. Your offerings, your support really does make a difference. So, for everyone here and all of you at home, let's do our offering statement. It reads, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive. Thank you, God, that you are truly in charge of our lives. Amen.
All right, and this is the second song I wrote in my slew of writing. It's called In This Town. 2, 3, 4. Smiling faces, big sound. I hear you say shining grace in this place. We can feel it now. We're moving energy and learning how to live in harmony in this town. We always shine our light in this town. In this town, we always shine brighter in this town. With your grace, we always shine brighter in this place. Illuminating guidance, divine order deep inside us. Light will surely find us right here in this town. We get together, sometimes we're apart forever. We love who we are together. We bring our love through and whatever. We can feel it now. We're moving energy and learning how to live in harmony in this town. We always shine our light in this town. In this town, we always shine brighter in this town. With your grace, we always shine brighter in this place. Illuminating guidance, divine order deep inside us. Light will surely find us right here in this town. We can feel it now. We're moving energy and learning how to live in harmony in this town. We always shine brighter in this town. In this town, we always shine brighter in this town. With your grace, we always shine brighter in this place. Illuminating guidance, divine order deep inside us. Light will surely find us right here in this town. In this town, we always shine brighter in this town. With your grace, we always shine brighter in this place. Illuminating guidance, divine order deep inside us. Light will surely find us right here in this town. Right here in this town. Light will shine us in this town. Love will find us in this town. Life will find us in this town.
Ah, that was wonderful. Yeah, it is good to have you guys back. All of you. Wow. Okay. Thank you for sticking with us through Hurricane Sunday. I think the sun's still shining out there right now. We had a little one? Okay. Well, yeah, I understand it's going to rain a lot more the rest of the day. I'm going to urge you, tune in next week to see what the challenge is then. Next Sunday, my topic is going to be With God's Love. I hope you'll be here. Let's close off with Let There Be Peace on Earth, and let it begin with me. Let's all rise and hold our hands out to radiate peace into the world.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as
of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. God bless you all. Have a wonderful week. And yeah, I think we get our clothes out from the band, don't we?